Hello and welcome to Quarterlight, your car brochure channel. Today we're going to be looking at the 1995 Honda Accord. Welcome back, and if you're new to Quarterlight, we're a car brochure channel looking at car brochures here on YouTube for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, sometimes beyond that as well. But if you're interested in cars and car brochures, please consider subscribing. Anyway, back to today's episode. Like I say, the 1995 Honda Accord. And in this UK brochure, that'll mean the Coupe, the Saloon of course, and the Aero deck, kind of like your estate version. And as we'll look, we'll see that the Saloon is very much different sort of vehicle than the Coupe and the Aero deck. But anyway, let's have a look at today's brochure. So our journey in this particular brochure starts with this, the Coupe. And one of the things about these Accords at this time, the Coupe and the Aero deck was more like the global Honda Accord. The Saloon was more of your kind of like a European Honda Accord. Think Rover 600, very closely related, although personally I like the Rover 600 design. I think it looks a little bit nicer, but nevertheless the Saloon, slightly different vehicle than the Coupe and the Aero deck. Anyway, back to the brochure. We're starting here with the Coupe. Bit of a funny one, I always think. I don't know, this might just be me, but I always thought the Accord Coupe was a bit of a strange model, really. Because if you want a coupe, you want something that looks a really nice, attractive design, really, to, you know, offset the fact that it's a far less practical vehicle than the Saloon. I kind of like think it's not really one of those wow cars, the Accord Coupe, personally. So I'm not sure exactly who it was marketed for, but anyway, we'll have a look at some of the image, some of the text, and then we'll move on to the Saloon. So there is the Coupe, and I'm not saying it's an unattractive car by any stretch of the imagination. It actually looks a quite nice design, but do you know what I mean? But I say it doesn't like stand out that would make you think I'd really want to get the Coupe over the Saloon. A little bit bland, really. But anyway, let's go and have a look at a few more images. A little bit of a sunny, leafy street scene for this particular Coupe. And then if we go down to the bottom, we've also got an interior picture, and the seats do look quite nice. The interior looks quite a nice place to be, although I'm sure those back seats do look a little bit on the cramped side. This is an automatic, as you can see. It says, sporty and sleek, sophisticated and stylish, the new Accord Coupe is the ideal companion on every journey. It's an affordable coupe which responds to your every command, crisply and accurately, with first-class specifications including air conditioning, power steering and ABS. The new Accord Coupe is a rewarding to drive as it is to own. We also have got the listed major equipment. So it's a 16 valve fuel injected engine, alloy wheels on the 2.2 IES, power assisted steering, air conditioning on the 2.2 IES, ABS brakes, SRS driver's airbag on the 2 litre LS, SRS driver and passenger airbag on the 2.2 injection ES, electric windows, electric door mirrors, heated door mirrors, electric sunroof, central locking, tilt adjustable steering wheel, side impact protection beams, optional auto transmission, body coloured bumpers, tinted windows, remote boot, fuel lid opener, 4-speaker RDS radio cassette player, electric aerial, headlight washer, cruise control, alarm system and immobiliser on the LS, immobiliser on the ES, and keyless entry. So it was actually a very well spec'd car. Finally, it just tells us Honda's acclaimed 16-valve engine technology is central to the new Honda Accord Coupe's distinctive sporty character. The 2 litre I and 2.2 I power units use the Honda PGM FI fuel injection system for a dynamic and responsive drive, while a 3-way catalytic converter minus exhaust pollution without compromising performance. And then we turn the page and we get what we more think of for an Accord, the Accord Saloon. Now, like I say, very much related to the Rover 600. This is very much a European Accord. North America would have got something very much different and more similar to the Coupe and the Aero deck, incidentally. And also this would have been the 5th generation Accord, ran from 93 to 98. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the image and some of this text before moving on to the estate version, the Aero deck. So there it is, a little bit of a zoom in on this black version. Looks like this has got wheel trims on this particular model, but very much a very reliable, practical vehicle, if a bit forgotten, a little bit bland. I think that's why I prefer the overall looks of the Rover 600. Personally, anyway, I think it had a little bit more character. Anyway, let's have a look at the introduction to the Saloon. It tells us the Honda Accord offers style, elegance and individuality, and is set to build on its achievements that have made its predecessor a worldwide bestseller. Powered by Honda's proven 16-valve technology, each model delivers a superb driving experience. A little bit of a rear shot of the Saloon. It then goes on to say the new generation Accord Saloon offers a choice of 4 models: the 2-litre I, 2-litre I LS, 2-litre I ES and the top of the range 2.3 I SR with its fuel injected 16-valve engine. The SR is the sportiest saloon in the range and capable of up to 156 bhp. All Accord models benefit from a number of safety features, including ABS, side impact bars, front and rear crumple zones. Additionally, the LS model includes a driver's side airbag, and the ES and SR model include both driver and passenger airbag for added protection. And then we do get this little front view of the Accord Saloon. So as for major equipment, we've got programmed fuel injection, ABS, 4-wheel disc brakes, driver's airbags on the LS, driver and passenger on the ES and SR, air conditioning on the ES and SR, leather interior on the ES and SR, alloy wheels on the ES and SR, remote control central locking. We can have it as an automatic on the 2-litre LS, 2-litre ES and 2.3 SR. Immobiliser and security alarm, lazy locking auto close on sunroof and windows on the 2-litre LS, ES and 2.3 SR, power steering, electric windows, electric door mirrors, adjustable steering wheel, leather steering wheel on the 2-litre ES and 2.3 SR, RDS radio cassette player on the 2-litre ES and 2.3 SR, electric aerial, tinted windows, remote boot fuel lid opener and side impact bars. So again, a well-spec'd vehicle. Then we get to the Accord Aero deck, the estate version of the Accord. And like I said, very much a more of a global Accord, this particular model. And I must admit, if I had to pick one of the Accords, I think I would choose the Aero deck. I think it's just a little bit more interesting from, only in my opinion, a bit of a dull looking car, but I do like the rear end of the Aero deck actually. Anyway, like before, we'll have a look at the introduction, then we'll look at some of these images and see what specs we get on this. So it starts by telling us the new Accord Aero deck, weird name isn't it, that Aero deck, is more than an estate car, much more. Elegant and refined, it looks stunning. Inside, luxury, spaciousness go hand in hand, while smooth handling and sporty performance give you a real driving satisfaction. The new Aero deck it's as versatile as your lifestyle, apparently. And I think in the US this wouldn't have been called the Aero deck, I think it was just called the Accord Wagon, I'm presuming. So obviously the main difference with this is the rear, so that's where we're starting. The Accord, you can see the badging on the back. This looks like quite a lower end model, a 2 litre ILS, I think. I just about make that out. But obviously the back is where it happens. Obviously the most practical way to build an estate or a wagon is to do it straight at the back like Volvos used to do. That's what gave you the most room, but obviously some designers prefer to give it a bit of a shape so it doesn't look too Volvo-like and drawn with a ruler, I guess. Although personally I always think, let's make a box at the back. Volvos for me look fantastic with a square end. You got so much more space in it, but there we go. Not a bad looking rear end, and obviously lots of glass there for visibility. This one does look like it's got alloy wheels on it. Colour coded wing mirrors in this quite an attractive shade of red. And obviously this is what it's all about, is the extra space inside, making it a much more practical family vehicle. The new Accord Aero deck comfortably seats 5 in a discreetly elegant interior. Yet its easy opening tailgate and low load height offer everyday convenience and practicality. Luggage space is a large 430 litres, but with the versatile 60-40 split folding rear seats down, it can be increased to a more than useful 739 litres. Sporty performance, luxurious refinement and real load carrying ability. That's what makes the new Accord Aero deck unique. You can even have a sliding sunroof. So major equipment, that 16 valve fuel injected engine, ABS on the LS and ES, SRS driver's airbag, driver and passenger airbag on the 2.2 ES, side impact protection beams, air conditioning on the 2.2 ES, central locking, optional auto transmission, power assisted steering, electric windows, leather interior on the ES, keyless entry, alarm system and immobiliser, electric door mirrors, heated door mirrors on the ES, tilt adjustable steering wheel, 4-speaker RDS radio cassette player, alloy wheels on the ES. So maybe they weren't alloy wheels on that particular LS version. Well, they certainly look like it. Electric sunroof, rear wash wipe, tinted windows, remote fuel lid, boot lid opener, and cruise control on the 2.2 ES. Specification time, you can see there the Accord Coupe, Accord Saloon and Accord Aero deck. Mix of engines, the 2 litre or the 2.2 for the Aero deck and the Coupe. Remember, those ones are more closely related. On the Accord Saloon, it's a 2 litre or a 2.3 litre, all using 16 valve inline 4-cylinder engines. Fuel injected, of course. And then at the end there we can just about make out the size of the engines. 2 litre is a 1997cc, 2.2 is a 2156cc, and that 2.3 Saloon is a 2259cc. Okay, and then we've got our horsepower figures. So this at the top here is your coupe figures, so that's the BHP figures, and then this column here, this is all your Saloon horsepower figures, and at the bottom here these two are your Aero deck figures. Next column along, this would be your maximum torque for the various different models, and then this column here, pretty self-explanatory, it's just your length, interestingly in millimeters. Okay, and then your next figure is really the telltale figure, really. The overall width is this figure here. So you've got your coupe and your Aero deck being the same width, which is kind of the telltale thing, more for your global market, think North America. And then these center figures, this is the width of that Saloon, which is closely related to the Rover 600, a narrower car, more for European roads, and then the column after that is just your overall height. And then we do get our wheel sizes: Coupe, Saloon, and then at the bottom the Aero deck. So this column here, the wheel sizes. Next column along will be your fuel economy figures for the manual, basically urban, and then 56 miles per hour, and then 75 miles per hour. I know it's hard to read, but gives you an idea of the fuel economy figures. These are all the manual figures, and then these are the figures for the automatic, the last three figures. I know it's a bit of a jumble of numbers really on the screen, but kind of gives you a rough idea of how fuel efficient that those cars are. And it's, I suppose, one thing that jumps out at you is certainly these four columns. That's your Saloon. And if you notice the difference between the Coupe and I suppose to the Aero deck as well, a little bit more fuel efficient that European Accord is. So there we got the Honda Accord. In my view, not the most exciting car in the world, but extremely reliable. And if you had that as your family car, I'm sure you was very happy with it. An interesting brochure from the UK, also showing us, those slight differences between that European Accord and those Coupe and Aero decks, which was more of a global Honda Accord. Thank you so much for watching today. Next week in this particular series, it will be the Honda Civic and the various different types in 1995. So thank you so much for watching. Please do jot in the comments if you owned one of these Honda Accords. Always interesting to read, and we'll see you very soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and we'll say take care and goodbye.